I don't know if you've noticed, but the Haitian people are having a lot of problems right now. I mean, some serious problems. Haiti is in trouble. But Haiti has been in trouble a long time, a very long time. And you're not getting the whole truth as to why they have been in trouble a long time. You're getting a white supremacist narrative. Well, I'm going to set the record straight today. Stay with me. Hello, everybody. This is Attorney Augustus Corbett, one half of the Defiant Lawyers. And each and every week, we bring you at least one legal analysis of some trending story having to do with politics, policies, personalities, or pop culture to empower you with the information you need to defy an unjust legal system and to nullify systemic racism. If that interests you, and I certainly hope it does, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the bell so you'll get notified every time we upload one of these videos. So yes, like I said, Haiti is having some serious issues. It's all over the news. And we're not getting the whole truth. White-owned media is hiding a lot about Haiti. We're getting a white supremacist narrative that we've been getting for quite some time, for decades, because they wish to cover up why Haiti has had these problems for all these years. Let me say right off the bat, I love the Haitian people. I love the nation of Haiti. I've never been. I look forward to going. I feel in solidarity with the Haitian people. For that fact, with all the African diaspora that exists in the Caribbean islands and across the world. So I don't buy into the white supremacist narrative. I know better. I am informed. I'm woke. I am conscious. I've been in this space for a long time, so they can miss me with all of that white supremacist narrative. I know why Haiti is in the trouble that it's in right now and has been for quite some time. But let me share with you the words of a white evangelical. And I think this person's words sort of lays out what we have been told about Haiti for all these years. So much so that African-American ministers preach this from the pulpit and don't tell you the whole story. All right, so here it is. So this is a white evangelical who shall remain nameless. All right, his name is not important. What he says is what's important. And he says, and by the way, if you listen carefully, you probably can figure it out anyway. He says, and you know, Christy, something happened a long time ago in Haiti, and people may not want to talk about it. They were under the heel of the French, you know, Napoleon III or whatever, and they got together and swore a pact to the devil. They said, we will serve you if you get us free from the French. True story. And so the devil said, okay, it's a deal. And they kicked the French out. The Haitians revolted and got themselves free. But ever since, they have been cursed by one thing after the other. Desperately poor. That island of Hispaniola is one island. It's cut down the middle. On one side is Haiti, on the other side is Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic is prosperous, healthy, full of resorts, etc. Haiti is in desperate poverty, same island. They need to have, and we need to pray for them, a great turning to God. And out of this tragedy, I'm optimistic something good may come, but right now we're helping the suffering people, and the suffering is unimaginable. That is gaslighting. What you just read is gaslighting. Now, let me be clear. I am a minister. I'm a Christian minister, and I don't recommend anybody getting into a pact with the devil. That's not what I recommend. That's not good. But that is not the reason why Haiti has experienced the problems that it has experienced from the 18th century to now. Okay, there's a lot more to this story that sentiments like the one we just read covers up. Well, you know what I do on this channel? I bring you the information that you're not going to get on white-owned media. And it's not just me. There are other folks on YouTube, Roland Martin, Karen Hunter, and some others that I can't think of. We try to bring you what you're not going to get, not only from main media, white-owned media, but also from some black YouTubers. Okay? So let's look at the real deal with the nation of Haiti. I'm going to start with the Haitian Revolution of 1791. This event in human history is one of the most important events of African people. The Haitian Revolution. Every black person should study it, should know what it is, should learn about what happened during this revolution. You probably, as an African American, know about the American Revolution. And if you have had interest, you may even know about the French Revolution. And by the way, the French Revolution had some connections with the Haitian Revolution, since Haiti was a French colony. But this one revolution, we as African American people, African people around the world, should be well versed in the Haitian Revolution. It actually played a big part in the ending of slavery. It was about 70 years later that slavery was abolished here in America following the Haitian Revolution. Now, we're going to read about the Haitian Revolution from a book written by historian Carol Anderson. Carol Anderson, PhD. She's a professor at Emory University in Georgia. I believe she's still a professor there. And the book that we're going to read about the Haitian Revolution is not really about the Haitian Revolution, but it's included in the book that she entitled The Second. And what she's actually talking about in this book is the Second Amendment. Wink, wink. I got a real serious video coming out about Black Americans and the Second Amendment. Somebody actually asked me to make this video, and me being a gun owner, I was just chomping at the bits to find the time to make this video. It should be coming out in a few days. But Professor Anderson, and by the way, Professor Anderson has written other books that I recommend as well. One Person, No Vote, White Rage, Bourgeois Radicals, We Are Not Yet Equal, are some of the other books that she read. I recommend you buy every one of her books. She is a tremendous historian. And while I'm at it, let me do this little shameless plug here for my own book, Education and Justice. If you have a son in public school from kindergarten, first grade on up to 12th grade, get this book because it will help you become your son's strongest and most fierce advocate, because they need them. Because the public school system mistreats African-American male students and females. I'm not leaving out our young girls. But this book is written especially for folks who have sons in public school. And I wrote the book because I dropped out of high school in the 10th grade. And I dropped out for a few reasons, but one of those reasons was because I was pushed out, like most of the guys in my community. I also wrote this book because my son, we had to get him through the public school system. And, they were trying to do the same thing to him that they try to do to all these young black males. But we knew how to help him matriculate through the public school system. And he ended up graduating in the top 10% of his class. And I became a public school teacher. So I went from high school dropout to public school teacher. So I saw sort of the behind the scenes things that schools do to put black male students on the school to prison pipeline. I put all that in the book, spent 2 years researching it, the topics and the material in the book. So get your copy. You can get it at Amazon. Okay. All right. So let's read a little bit about the Haitian Revolution from Dr. Carol Anderson's book. Now, it's somewhat of a lengthy excerpt, but stay with me. It's very, very interesting. In fact, this is the least that you should read about the Haitian Revolution. You should go and buy a book that deals nothing but with the Haitian Revolution. It is just that important to African American history. All right, so let's go to her book. So let's begin reading down there. The Haitian Revolution began in 1791 in a French-owned colony that not only produced the most wealth for France, but also held more than half of the entire Caribbean's enslaved population. This colony, by the way, was called Saint Dominique. Saint Dominique. Sugar and coffee were the beasts that led that engine. And by the way, I don't want to overlook the fact that this particular colony, Saint Dominique, what we know today as Haiti, provided the most wealth for France. So this colony, Haiti today, especially back then, was a cash cow, a cash windfall for France. And Dr. Anderson talks about how backbreaking the work was, how sadistic the planters were, how the enslaved lives were cut short because of the French brutality. But with the revolutionary turmoil in the French metropole, which began in 1789 and led to the guillotine execution of King Louis XVI, the whites and mulattoes in Haiti had squared off in a scramble for power. While they pummeled each other, on August 22nd, 1791, the enslaved Africans rose up, and in concert, they began destroying plantations, burning sugarcane fields, mercilessly attacking surprise slaveholders, overseers, and their families. The colonizing government found the enemy at their gate, their houses, and inflamed, and every public and private place filled with assassins. So these slaves had finally said, enough is enough. They were done with the brutality of the French people, the degradation of being enslaved and working these 12 to 18-hour days. They saw their opening and they rose up. That mighty African spirit rose up against their enslaver, their colonizer. And let me tell you something. They fought a war and a revolution that when you learn about it and read about it as African people, it can't help but to make you proud. It can't help but to make you proud. Now, while it makes us proud to read about it today, it had a different impact on the founding fathers of this nation. This is almost from the very beginning, America's founding fathers were rattled. They were struck with fear because just off the coast, in this small black French colony, the enslaved Africans rose up and showed themselves to be the warriors that they were the whole time. South Carolina Governor Charles Pinckney expressed to George Washington the slaveholders' ultimate fear, quote, "I am afraid if not checked in time, it is a flame which may eventually torch the southern states." So he said, if the French doesn't stop that, that's coming here. And our enslaved Africans will be inspired and motivated to rise up against us as well. Now, oftentimes, what we've been taught down throughout history is that we just willfully allowed them to enslave us. That is not true. There was slave revolt after slave revolt after slave revolt after slave revolt. We never, ever got comfortable with being enslaved, and nor did those enslaved Haitians. So they rose up and they began to kill their enslavers. Now watch this. I'm going to jump down to the bottom of the page here. It says military power from Spain, Britain, the most powerful country in the world at that time, and France descended on the island to quell the uprising and establish their own authority over this very rich colony. So they all were trying to get their hands on that sugarcane. They all were trying to get their hands on that money. The enslaved, however, fought off wave after wave over the span of more than a decade and sent Europe's most powerful armies reeling. Whoa! You see why I told you that there's no way as African people that we would not be proud of the way these enslaved Africans fought off the most powerful armies and navies in the world at that time. British, French, the Spaniards, and for a decade, they defeated them all. For the British, who had lost 10,000 men in less than 2 months, it was like fighting to conquer a cemetery. Napoleon, the famed Napoleon, he sent 20,000 veteran troops under some of Bonaparte's ablest officers, including his brother-in-law, Charles Victor Emmanuel Leclerc. I don't know these French names, so forgive me. What was supposed to be a quick little victory, however, with the mighty French disarming all black Haitians and regaining full control of the island, instead turned into arguably the most brutal, racist war ever fought on French soil. So you see how they rose up and they fought and they defeated the British Army, the French Army, the Spanish Army, and gained their freedom. So right here we see the unthinkable had just happened. For white slaveholders in the United States, the Haitian Revolution had set a terrifying precedent. It rendered white supremacy vulnerable and thereby surmountable. So the fairy was out of the bag, right? The genie was out of the bottle. The little secret had been revealed that white supremacy was not insurmountable. It wasn't all that whites made it. It could be defeated. And these enslaved Africans in Haiti showed that it could be defeated. Again, this is one shining moment for the African diaspora. Now I want to take you to an article written by NPR, and this will show us the aftermath of what happened. Because although the Haitian people were free from their French colonizers in, I think it was 1804, so they fought that war from 1791 to 1804 and conquered them and became the first country to permanently outlaw slavery. I mean, they set a precedent. But the question is, what happened next? What happened next? And it's what happened next that explains what's happening now. Let me say it again. It's what happened after they won their freedom that explains what's happening now. So let me show you what I mean. So we're going to look at this article. This NPR article. Let me enlarge it. The tragic hope of revolutionary Haiti. Haiti won its independence from France in 1804, like I just said. And it was almost immediately made a pariah state by world powers. That's what happened. Because they won their independence and won this revolution, those European countries and America wanted to send a message to African people around the world. Don't get any ideas from this Haitian revolution. And so what they did was they made Haiti a pariah nation, and they cracked down on the blacks living within their borders. Now, let's keep reading. It was an independent, black-led nation created by slaves who had cast aside their chains and fought their oppressors for their freedom during a time when white-led nations were enforcing brutal, racist systems of exploitation around the world. Haiti, then known as Saint Dominique, had been the crown jewel of the French Empire. It was the most lucrative colony in the whole world. French planters forced African slaves to produce sugar, coffee, and other cash crops for the global market. The system seemed to work well. That is, until the French and American revolutions helped to inspire in 1791 what became the world's largest and most successful slave revolt. Against all odds, the slaves won. Former slaves sent slaveholder scurrying to France and America, and Haitians successfully fought back subsequent efforts to re-enslave them. Haiti was the first nation to permanently ban slavery. But as a nation of freed black slaves, Haiti was a threat to the existing world order. President Thomas Jefferson worked to isolate Haiti diplomatically and strangle it economically. Now, I want you to hear this. America immediately began working against Haiti as soon as it won its independence. As soon as it showed that white supremacy was not insurmountable, Thomas Jefferson, who was an enslaver himself, began to try to destroy the nation of Haiti for what it had done. So I want you to see this, and we're going to look at some more, that it was not merely some pact with the devil that caused Haiti these issues. It was because Haiti had embarrassed white supremacy, and European nations and European descendant nations, America, for example, set out to undercut and undermine this black nation that dared to beat white supremacy. So Thomas Jefferson worked to isolate Haiti, fearing that the success of Haiti would inspire slave revolts back home. With the invention and spread of the cotton gin, slavery was becoming much more lucrative. At the very same time, a free Haiti was coming into existence, and slaveholders in the United States and other countries clung to and expanded the inhumane means of production. Haitian success was perceived as a threat to this system for decades, and the United States didn't officially recognize Haiti until 1862, as slavery began being abolished. Now watch this. During Haiti's critical period of development, just when it had overthrown its French colonizers and enslavers and needed money to develop economically, look at what happened. During Haiti's critical period of development, France intervened even more directly than the U.S. to thwart its success. In July 1825, the French king, Charles X, sent an armed flotilla of warships to Haiti with the message that the young nation would have to pay France 150 million francs to secure its independence or suffer the consequences. The sum was 10 times the amount the United States had paid France in the Louisiana Purchase, which had doubled the size of the U.S. Almost literally at gunpoint, Haiti caved to France's demands in order to secure its independence. The amount was too much for the young nation to pay outright, and so it had to take out loans with hefty interest rates from a French bank. Over the next century, the next 100 years, from like 1862 to like 1962, Haiti paid French slaveholders and their descendants the equivalent of between 20 and 30 billion in today's dollars. It took Haiti 122 years to pay it off. Professor Marlene Doubt writes, quote, it severely damaged the newly independent country's ability to prosper. It wasn't a pact with the devil. It was the devil working through their former colonizer and enslaver, who forced them, in other words, forced those black Africans there in Haiti to pay the slaveholders reparations. They forced them at gunpoint. We're going to blow you to smithereens if you don't agree. This was the pact with the devil right here. If you don't agree to pay us reparations to the tune of 150 million francs, which over a span of time was equivalent to 20 to 30 billion dollars, a sum that took them 122 years to pay off. That's what happened to Haiti. That's why we see what we see in Haiti. That's why the country's in turmoil, because it was attacked, it was undermined and undeveloped from the very beginning of its independence. Now watch this. That is precisely what they did on the continent of Africa. Most of those African countries gained their independence in the 60s, the first being Ghana. And they all had to, or most of them had to pay reparations in some way. The country that I visited in 2000, Togo, for example, produces a lot of coffee and cocoa. And when the colonizer was there, France, by the way, and had to leave, was forced out, France destroyed all the manufacturing facilities and capabilities of the coffee and the cocoa in this country called Togo. So the Togolese people, the African people, they could not use any of those manufacturing facilities that they had worked in, because when the French was forced to leave, they destroyed all those facilities. So what they had to do, the African Togolese people, they had to send their coffee and cocoa to France, so France could convert it to coffee. And by the way, some of the coffee that we be drinking. And then they would send that coffee and cocoa back to Africa, some of it. But by the time it went over there and went through all that processing, the cost was so high that the Togolese people couldn't even afford to buy a cup of coffee from the coffee beans that grew in their own country. So they literally ended up having to pay reparations to their former enslavers. They had to pay, let me say it again, billions of dollars to their enslavers. And to this day, some of those African countries to this day are still indebted to those European countries. That's what happened. So when you hear white people giving all these reasons why these independent black nations, be it Togo, be it Haiti, be it some other black nation, and they give all these reasons why it's black culture, it's black this, it's the devil, it's pacts with the devil, all of these things as to why these people are so poor, they're lying. They're lying to you. The real issue is they're still robbing those countries. They are still exploiting those countries to this day, 2024. That's why those countries, it has nothing to do with the intelligence of black people, has nothing to do with the curse of the devil. It is the curse of white supremacy. And I wish that African American clergy, my brothers, would educate themselves and stop perpetuating this white supremacy lies that are being told about Haiti and these other black nations. How can a nation prosper when it gains its independence and now the enslaver stands there with guns drawn on these enslaved blacks and say, if you don't pay us reparations, billions of dollars, we're going to destroy everything. That's the curse right there. So when you see these issues in Haiti and those people suffering the way they're suffering, that country being destabilized, it's not because of them. It's because of these European nations and America. And by the way, let me go back to something that I want you to see. Because I'm about telling the truth. I'm about telling the truth. So let me show you this. In recent weeks, thousands of refugees from Haiti. This article was written in 2021. Who was in office? Joe Biden. In recent weeks, thousands of refugees from Haiti have arrived at the U.S.-Mexico border, desperate for a better life. Most left Haiti years ago after a 2010 earthquake ravaged what was already one of the most dismal economies in the world. We know now why that economy has been dismal. They had originally settled in places like Chile, but the politics of the region had made them feel unwelcome, discriminated against, and fearful of the future. The Haitian refugees hoped the United States, under President Biden, would offer them a lifeline. They were wrong. The Biden administration has been sending thousands, that was in 2021, back to Haiti, even though Haiti is a disaster zone, and many of the refugees fled it years ago. Some of those the U.S. government forcefully sent to Haiti are kids who have never lived there. Ambassador Daniel Foote, who was appointed by President Biden as U.S. Special Envoy to Haiti in July, resigned in protest against his administration's policy. He said, quote, "I will not be associated with the United States' inhumane, counterproductive decision to deport thousands of Haitian refugees," Foote wrote in his designation letter. Now, while the Biden administration was sending Haitians back, they were allowing in other ethnicities. And so, I got to just tell the truth about it. I rather see Joe Biden remain in office than to see Donald Trump, because I think he's a worse threat. He in fact said all Haitians have AIDS. But yes, Joe Biden did these Haitian people like this. I still rather see him in office. It's not that I'm, and I want to make that point. I am not carrying the water of the Democratic Party, nor of the Republican Party. I'm concerned about the African American people. And I think Donald Trump is the greatest threat between the two. But I have issues with both of them. I've been very upfront about that. I'm neither Democrat nor Republican. I'm an independent voter. But quite frankly, again, I still believe Donald Trump is the greatest threat to African American people and to our nation. At least there are a lot of black folks around Joe Biden who can check him, right? His vice president is African American. His Secretary of Defense is African American, and many others. Whereas Trump brings with him Project 2025, who is primarily white people and a handful of black conservative men who are just sycophants of Trump. They're not going to say anything about what they see. In other words, MAGA, the GOP, is basically a cult. It's a cult. The truth doesn't matter. The law doesn't matter. The rule of law doesn't matter. Democracy doesn't matter. It's a cult. But there are some checks that can be done on Biden in the Democratic Party. All right. So when you hear people talking about Haiti, there are two things I want you to remember. The Haitian Revolution, which should just be celebrated by African Americans, but at the same time, it caused white supremacists and European nations, and including America, to begin to work against the nation of Haiti. And that's what they have done over these decades. And that is the reason why Haiti is having the trouble that it's having. If Haiti had been able to manufacture and produce its own coffee and sugarcane, etc., Haiti would be a prosperous nation just like the Dominican Republic. But they targeted Haiti because Haiti overcame white supremacy and beat them. Beat the British people, beat the French people, and the Spaniards. And so, as you read, Haiti became the pariah nation in the Western Hemisphere. I want you to remember those two things. All right? So, I am Attorney Augustus Corbett. Thank you for watching very much. By the way, go to our website. It is lljp.org. That is the Lazarus Law and Justice Project.org. All right. And I hope you're enjoying the content. Thank you for all of your support. Our channel is growing. We're trying to get to 150,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Please help us do that. Share. Talk about the podcast. Share it with family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, and so forth. Continue to comment. Even those of you who disagree with me, share your comment. I read them, and some of them I respond to. So share your comments. Now, keep it respectful. No cursing, none of that, no name calling, all of that. If you do that, we'll ban you from the channel. Straight up. All right? But anyway, thank you for listening. You have a good one. Peace as always.